Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of the WoMENSA podcast. Yay! We made it past episode 1. I did not die after the recording of the last episode. A good Samaritan found me tied to the train tracks and pulled me out. And now the little robber guy who I hired to kill me, or help me kill myself, is now on the run from a statewide manhunt, and I hope he gets out, but I won't do anything to help him. I'm joined once again by my co-chair, Steph. By the way,
Hello.
I'm Chairwoman Liz. And I'm joined by co-chair Steph and our recently demoted intern Beth. How are you two doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Unfortunately, the pills did not take, so I am here for yet another episode of the WoMENSA podcast.
I am currently paralyzed from the waist down.
Well, so we've got a good little lecture for you. The first episode was a little odd, a little out of the formula for what we typically want to do. So I've prepared a little lecture for everyone, including our two other ladies. I haven't been able to
poop in 48 hours.
What?
Oh, wonderful.
What'd you say?
It's not important.
Okay.
It's a podcast. Everything we say is important.
No, I believe you. It's not important. So, the lecture I've prepared for you today is on a topic that I'm sure all of us ladies know and love a lot about. Sorry, my throat's all fucked up. You two feel free to jump in whenever you have something to say. Because today is the drugs episode. Yay! It's time to learn.
Oh my gosh, yes!
Let's go.
My favorite subject.
I love them. I love drugs. I love them. I love taking them.
Drugs. Ayo, turn that shit up, Charles.
Ayo, turn that shit up, Charles. We smoking straight fat doobies up in here. We smoking doobies with Pepto. Anyways, so there are 3 main types of drugs. You can see here, they're kind of represented. All of them. We have stimulants. These get you all peppy and happy. They make you feel cool.
My favorite.
We got depressants. These are kind of a lower. They're called
there's my favorite one.
Sometimes. Huh? Which one's
Sorry,
your favorite?
I got excited. I saw. I like the blue and yellow one. It reminds me of Ukraine.
True, and we support Ukraine, everyone. Putin, you're a dog ape man who should be shot out of the sun. These look like fish oil tablets.
Omega-3s.
Oh yeah, gotta get your vitamins.
Fatty acids.
And a great way to get your vitamins is by abusing depressants. The final category is the hallucinogens, and these make you see things all wacky. So, those are the 3 main kinds. We'll go over some other kinds later on, but these are the 3 main kinds we'll be discussing today. So first up, we have the stimulants. These are the ones that get you all up, they get hype, they get you real excited. First off is one that should be familiar to everyone here. It's caffeine.
Yes!
Yes!
We got some caffeine fans here?
Of course.
Okay.
I've had 1,700 milligrams today.
Well,
I popped a handful of caffeine pills before I started this podcast.
Ooh.
My heart feels like it's about to explode.
I drank an entire gallon of 5-hour energy.
Well, it seems like 2 of us may actually succeed in killing ourselves this time. So let me tell you a little bit about caffeine. People think that it's okay for some reason, even though it isn't. It's still a drug. It blights your soul. You are a drug addict. And you will die like a dog and frankly deserve to. Anyways, after caffeine, we have the other biggie here. I myself am guilty of this one. Nicotine. So,
Yeah.
some fun facts about nicotine. Cigarettes, chew, comes in various forms. Cigarettes, chew, cigars, vaping, zins, gum patches. You can smoke it in a pipe. You can freebase it.
Injections.
Yeah, injectable.
You can put it in a spoon and hold a blowtorch.
You can get some nicotine
Under
Valorant.
True. You can boof it a little, I'm sure. Shove a cigar up your ass. Or pussy.
Snort it.
True. Oh yeah, snuff. Snuff was snortable tobacco that they used to have back in the day until PC culture took over. There are no side effects or bad outcomes of nicotine.
What if you got one, you lit a cigarette, and then you put it in your dick?
Ooh.
Oh, and then the tissue is more absorbent.
Yeah.
Down there. So I mean,
I'll ask Monica about that. Jesus Christ. It's not okay. Anyways, more about nicotine. Smoking makes you look sexy. As we can see here, this beautiful, twinkish, angelic fellow, and this, frankly, steel-jawed, beautiful lady here. They both look very hot sucking this man's ciggy dick. Maybe they're doing what you say and putting it in his dick hole. Giving him a rush he'll never think of elsewhere. All of our listeners should start smoking immediately. Do it. You'll look so hot. You'll be so cool.
Unless you're that one person who will be watching this podcast, you know who you are. Don't do that.
Yeah. Anyways, but who gives a shit about fucking Louis? Next, we have cocaine.
Fuck you, Louis.
Oh, I love this one.
Yeah.
I love this one.
It's fucking Louis right here. So cocaine, it makes you feel really awesome. That's the first fact about cocaine. It makes you super powerful and intelligent. El Chapo, really cool. He was a cool guy, and he sold a lot of cocaine. So if you want to be like him, if all you want to be is El Chapo, then you should snort as much cocaine as you can. You will become God and cannot die if you snort coke. And that's just a scientifically verifiable fact. Next up, we have crack.
Oh, yes.
I meant to change that.
Oh.
I thought I changed that. I really thought I changed that. Anyways,
let's move on.
We have amphetamines.
Oh, I love this one.
Oh, these are my personal favorites, I think.
Ooh, big amphetamine users here?
Oh, yes.
Well, some facts about amphetamines. It can come various forms. People call it speed. That's just pure amphetamine. We've got Adderall, dextroamphetamine, etc. There's so many of these things. It's flooding the markets. It's crazy. It's like the new Louis Vuitton. There's just so many items, and they're all good. It's basically better cocaine. It lasts longer. It gives you more of a high. If you snort some Addies, it'll keep you up for like 26 hours. Cocaine, you get what, 15 minutes? Come on. It's given to children for homework. So do it immediately. Because if it's given to kids, it's gotta be fine. No downsides.
There's only one, I will say there is one caveat. There is that one guy who did it, and I don't know if that really turned out all that good.
Who?
That one guy.
Yeah, that one guy. Do you not know the one guy?
David
Who's
Lynch?
the one guy?
I don't know. He did like something real bad.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah. Do you know what guy? I forgot his name.
I have no fucking clue what you're talking about.
You don't know the guy?
The guy? Is it the same guy?
Yeah, it's all one guy.
Okay.
He did something real bad with amphetamines, like back in the day.
True, he did.
I have no fucking clue who you're talking about. I have no fucking clue.
Well, that's your issue.
He started a war.
What?
He started a goddamn war. He started like the biggest one.
Meth. Meth is basically the same as the stuff they give to kids, but better. It's unfairly maligned. It's
True.
kind of the best drug. It's like the stuff they give to kids. It's like better cocaine, but it's really cheap. Now it's depressants.
Oh, yeah.
Moral of the story, take stimulants. Depressants. First of all, we got the classic alcohol.
Oh.
And see, this guy who has been doing his mewing, let me tell you, that is a sharp... That chin. Good God. So alcohol
you
is
could
fun.
cut a slice of bread with that.
You sure could. You could crack an egg on that thing. You could crack an egg on most things. So... Alcohol is fun and a good time. You should drink as much of it as possible. It's true WoMENSA advice right here. Literally everyone already does it, so it can't be bad for you. It's a true fact.
I agree.
And similar to cigarettes, in some circumstances, you can look very cool while drinking it.
Very true. This guy here, humana. That jaw holding that beer. Whew, I wouldn't mind cutting myself open on that jaw. Drunk driving is also not bad.
I agree.
This is another piece of WoMENSA advice. Everyone used to do it all the time until some lame moms decided to make it illegal because their idiot kids didn't know how to fucking drive. Ruined it for everyone else.
True.
Anyways, now we have benzos. All the rappers talk about doing it. They're pretty easy to get a hold of. Once again, one of the upper tier drugs right here. Okay, that's enough heroin. Now. Thought I had more for benzos.
Who's that handsome fellow in the corner?
That is Lou Reed. Famous heroin user and famous supporter of women, specifically transgender women.
Great work with Metallica, the band Metallica.
True. Lulu. That's the album recommendation of the week. Lulu by Metallica and Lou Reed. Go listen.
And it's the best Metallica album by a mile, and it's not even close.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
you can put it on. You can put it on the record.
I thought the best Metallica was probably Bronze.
Oh, are you kidding?
Maybe
It was
Silver.
immediately surpassed by Iron.
I think Gold might really be it.
Honestly, I think Diamond is probably better.
Netherite.
True, I forgot about
That's not
fuck.
real.
I don't think there's anything better than that, I'm gonna be honest. So heroin.
Shit.
All the cool rock stars did it.
True
It's just a true fact. There's probably a reason that it's so popular. Because it makes you feel really awesome. If you remember from, this show here, this guy does heroin and he has a really good time and nothing bad happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then we have opium. It's kind of the Chinese cousin to heroin. You can see these guys here who are probably Chinese. Some of them look kind of Vietnamese. You can't take it if you're not Chinese. It's not allowed. It's not permitted for you to do heroin if you're not Chinese. And then we have codeine. We have some quotes here on codeine. It doesn't drink or steal or cheat or lie, and it's the finest thing that Mr. Towns Van Zant's seen. And that's America's Greatest Poet, so it's a pretty glowing endorsement of codeine here. If you get some of that good cough syrup, you can drink it with Sprite, and hey, that's another musician. That's another thing that all the rappers talk about.
Oh.
Yes. WoMENSA, by the way, coming out, we're pro-hip-hop. I don't care what anyone says about it, we're pro-hip-hop.
It's a controversial stance, but we'll stand by it.
I quite like hip-hop.
True. I said a hip.
Yeah, I'm a really
hoppity hip hop.
Yeah, I really like.
I'm a really
jumping.
big fan of Eminem, and my second favorite rapper
is Drake.
Yes.
Oh no, we don't endorse Drake on the WoMENSA podcast.
Oh. No. Bad to women and girls. Mainly girls.
Women of all ages.
And despite our title, we are still pro-girls. Not just women.
Well, Beth, I do have to cut you off there with that thing you just said. It's not all ages.
Yes, there is a definite skew to that curve.
Yeah, there's a cutoff, I think.
My favorite
well, yeah,
MCs...
but the young women grow up to be older women.
Yeah, but he's not, like, doing it when they're old.
Yes, the women that Drake has harmed will at one point be all ages. Eventually. It's the name of a cool band, too. Cody.
True.
Cool band. Okay,
Very
I thought I
band.
had more. Other opioids, we have a return of the fish oil, again. I don't know what that is.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
Opioids, it's like heroin, but worse. It's not worth it. Stop being a pussy and just do heroin or opium if you're Chinese. So now, we move on to the hallucinogens. These are my favorite kind. I love them. You can see this man becoming wise because he probably took some freaking mushrooms. Eh?
Yes.
I took acid once and I straight up learned.
True. I live in the suburbs and I'm white and I've never seen a drug in my entire life.
Well, good thing we have this. I took mushrooms in my basement with a bunch of friends once. And, we smoked a bunch of weed as well. And, we watched some nature documentaries and remarked on how the ceiling was kind of far away. And, I think I learned more in that than in my, 17 now years of schooling.
I smoked a joint in my friend's backyard and I coughed so hard I threw up.
One time, one time I had 3 Advils instead of 2. I'm actually like really hard. You know, I'm so fucking.
Wow.
I'm like I'm a bastard woman.
Call this Tetris. Cause I'm speaking with I'm playing with a bunch of squares here.
But only one of them is a square.
Who?
They're all made of squares, though. They're made of squares.
Well, that doesn't count. That's
No,
not.
they're all square.
That doesn't count.
No, it's a square-based game.
Well, so are you saying that they're less than the sum of their parts? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
No, they just objectively are the sum of their parts, because it's a video game. It's made up of stuff, and the stuff in Tetris is squares.
Well, if they are the sum of their parts, then you would only count the macro shapes, right? Which only one of them is a square.
Mushrooms. Funny. Makes things all crazy. probably the reason humans are conscious. Look up the stoned ape theory by, I think it was Timothy Leary. He basically theorized that early humanity, they found these crazy little mushrooms and ate them, and then wow, suddenly I can think, I've learned. Once again, this is a contemplative drug of learning.
Well, and the WoMENSA podcast would like to shout out Etsy seller Fantasy Boy. Unless you happen to be a pedophile / Drake fan, in which case we do not endorse you.
Mm-hmm. Or a rapist. No, we don't support that.
We are...
or
officially WoMENSA podcast coming out against rape.
We are anti-rape.
We are okay with
if you don't like it,
boy,
you can leave.
Yeah, you can get out of here. Seller Fantasy Boy, we are okay with this, but the second you age up into Fantasy Man, never contact us again. Guys, so bad. One time my buddy took mushrooms and watched Curb Your Enthusiasm, and then when he left the apartment he had a panic attack because he thought that everyone was going to start yelling at him like in the show. This is the same buddy where we drove to St. Louis to see Jordy Greep together, and he spent the first half hour throwing up into a grocery bag that had a hole at the bottom, and it kept leaking out onto this nice corduroy jacket that he had brought specifically to wear to that show. LSD, otherwise known as acid, is the reason the Beatles' later output was so good. It gives you enlightenment. Everyone will think you're super cool when you talk about taking it. When I was talking about it earlier,
true.
I know that everyone here was very impressed with me. I thought I had more. Here we have mescaline. It is commonly known as peyote. We can see here the peyote cactus. You have to make a land acknowledgement before you take it. It's a thing that the Native Americans used for enlightenment. So you have to do a land acknowledgement and a supply chain acknowledgement before you can take it.
What's a supply chain acknowledgement?
I understand that I am taking occupied darknet peer-to-peer drug exchange property here. DMT.
I thought it was like when you got like a chain.
What? What? DMT. Fun fact, when I was a freshman in... Fun fact, when I was a freshman in college, I talked to my roommate about whether he would let me process DMT in the dorm. And I looked up everything about it, and then I decided I didn't want to do it, and never did it. But Joe Rogan likes it, which is a plus. You will see God. People have reported traveling into other dimensions and seeing God, machine elves, strange creatures, funny characters. They got transported into Springfield. Although that's more of an opium thing. Tool sucks. Now we have Salvia.
What is
Salvia's like
WoMENSA podcast? We officially hate Tool.
What's DMT stand for?
Doing my taxes.
These
Folks,
nuts.
WoMENSA's coming out in favor of doing your taxes.
And we're coming out against Tool.
I thought it stood for direct messaging trannies.
Don't say that word on here.
We're gonna have to bleep that.
That is a harmful slur against the she-male community. How do you think our dutiful ladyboy listeners will feel hearing you say that?
Can we say that on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well they don't. Actually, never mind. YouTube moderation doesn't give a shit.
It's our word.
Yeah, who gives a shit? That's not gonna be the issue here. Anyways, we're pro-taxes, anti-tool. DMT stands for Don't Mention Tool around me. Shitty band. Salvia's DMT but evil. MDMA, we can see here a young lady at a rave, or maybe some other kind of new thing that we don't know about. There's a lot of new genders now, and WoMENSA is neutral to negative on that. It's awesome for dancing. MDMA is also a stimulant. It's like a mixture of a hallucinogen and a stimulant, which is very interesting. If cut with meth, it becomes a gay sex drug. This is typically what was originally in the party scene.
That's why it stands for My Dick, My Ass, right?
Yeah. My Dick, Matthew's ass.
Or many dicks, my ass.
Man's dick, my ass.
Man's dick, my ass. So yeah, traditionally, it was frequently cut with meth. It'll still happen a lot. That's why you should always test it. One time I was gonna take MDMA with some of my friends, the same buddy who threw up on his corduroy jacket and got scared at Curb Your Enthusiasm. He bought some MDMA, and we were gonna take it. I was gonna take it with him and a couple more friends, but I was very adamant to him that he buy a test kit and test it to make sure it's not cut with anything or just something else. And the day before, I asked him, did you test this Molly? And he said, yeah, I took a little, and it seemed fine. Fun fact about MDMA, really it is not a clear, fine crystal. Anyways, so if cut with meth, as was traditionally done, becomes a gay sex drug. Gay sex is awesome. Okay. There are also other kinds of drugs. So we have weed, parentheses marijuana, parentheses pot, ganja, that kush, the sweet
devil's lettuce.
green, devil's lettuce, reefer. We can go on and on about this. Trees, the Incredible Hulk, that sticky icky. So the first thing you need to know about weed is that it gets you really high. Dissociative, such as ketamine. These are awesome. Do ketamine. Then we have vasodilators. These ones, they really open up your blood vessels. You know, they let them run through and you get all pumped because your heart's pumping like crazy, like it never has before. Such as poppers. Poppers are perhaps the most famous vasodilators. And that's drugs, basically.
Oh.
Right.
I feel very educated.
I think I have gained enlightenment.
Drugs.
I acquired enlightenment, and it was given to me.
Hey, and if you want to gain more enlightenment, why don't you take some drugs? So anyways.
True.
We have some conclusions here. Drugs are awesome.
I agree.
Only good things can happen if you do drugs. It will make you cool. You can never do too much. See, this guy talking. Talking about cocaine. He's having a good time. Stop listening now and go buy drugs. The slideshow is now over. So, that's our drugs episode. It's a little lecture. Do we have any fun? I guess you're all squares, so you don't have many drug stories, but, are there any things that I kind of missed out on that I didn't mention?
One time I took an edible, and I listened. This is like the whitest possible, like, most lame milquetoast drug story humanly imaginable. But the first time I ever took an edible, I was listening to the Charles Mingus album Black Saint and the Sinner Lady at max volume in my headphones in my kitchen, and I kept entering the kitchen and leaving the kitchen, forgetting why I was there, and then I would think like, oh, I'm kind of hungry, I'm gonna go back in, and then I would forget that I'm there, and then my mom walked in. She saw me do this a couple times, and she was like, "Are you okay? Are you hungry?" And then I laughed for about 10 minutes straight without stopping, and almost passed out.
What a cool story, Beth.
Yeah.
Mom, I'm not okay. I'm freaking high right now. I'm freaking stoned. Matter of fact,
I've never done any drugs. The first time I've had any substances inside of me was like the beginning of this month when I drank for the first time.
Well, hey, you got plenty of substances in you when you're getting that big old cock shoved up your little ass.
Oh, I love those substances. Those substances do more for me than drugs, actually.
You mind if I spark up a little bit here?
Yeah, feel free.
Thank you. That's some good stuff.
Yummy green weed drug.
Ooh, I love that yummy, icky, sticky, gross.
All right, so we actually still have like a solid, we're only about a little over halfway through the show. So, do we want to get to maybe some question?
I forgot about a drug, though. One more, Jenkum. So Jenkum was this drug popular in, I think, Central or Sub-Saharan Africa. I don't remember where specifically. But basically, you get a big bottle and you go pee-pee-poo-poo in it. And you close it up and keep it out in the hot sun for a while. And then after a while, you open it up and you sniff it. And you pass out.
You ever had crocodile?
Ooh, that's the one that rots you, right?
Yeah, it's the one that turns you into a crocodile.
It turns you into a freaking beast.
Yeah, it turns you into a crocodile. It's in the name.
Turns you into a dang old creature. Imagining like a crocodile walking into like someone's house. Parent opens the door. Yeah, like a crocodile sauntering in through a front door, trying to be quiet. Light turns on in the living room. Nathan, are you doing drugs again? Talk about this, Nathan. I don't want you hanging out with those kids anymore. Listen, it's either I'm halfway to kicking you out of this goddamn house. Is that what crocodiles sound like?
They usually just kind of, in my experience, they just stay in one place for a really, really, really long time. They don't really, they're kind of lazy pieces of shit.
Hey, maybe crocodiles are on that good, funny weed, huh? One time I smoked weed.
Crocodile, we've established that.
One time I smoked weed and I got really high.
Uh-huh.
Good for you.
Yeah, I think I'm the resident drug expert here. I was high at one point for about 2.5 years. Constantly. It got to the point where I would literally go outside and talk to people and just be like, holy shit, this is a real guy. This guy exists in the world. And it would like freak me out, the fact that things existed, because I was such a piece of shit. I'd get high and read and play fucking Stardew Valley all day. Anyways, our dearest Steph is correct. We do have some questions. I think we have only one call-in this week. We have 2 call-ins.
Oh.
Alright, well, let's get to the first call. Here we go. Sorry.
Hi, this is Bill Rittenbauer again from Trapo Trap House. I really didn't appreciate the words you had to say about our show. Honestly, it really hurt my feelings, and it hurt the feelings of my clients as well. However, I am willing to give you another shot if you answer my new question without disparagement. For my question, I want to ask, what do you personally call the guy who delivers presents on Christmas? There's a lot of names for him, so I'm just really curious what you might call him. That's all for me today. I hope you get you know what's good for you and just answer my goddamn question this time.
This fucking piece of shit. God, hates
This fucking pompous asshole.
pompous
What a little
asshole.
cuck.
Fucking hates women.
He's just coming here to like
Anyways.
assert his dominance.
Chopo Crap House, more like chopped crap house.
Mhm. I...
Because he's chopped.
True. Chopped cheese. Chop a Trap House, of course,
The
a famous
Aki way.
Philadelphia podcast, which is why they're so misogynistic. Anyways, what do you all call the man who brings the presents on Christmas?
The Christmas Bunny.
The Christmas Bunny?
Yeah.
I think of
What
Mrs.
is his
Claus.
like method?
I think more of Mrs. Claus as a bunny.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I'm always thinking about Mrs. Claus.
Ooh, Mrs. Claus is kind of the archetypical snow bunny in that way. Saint Nicholas, of course, I believe a proud North African man.
More like Saint Nicholas, am I right?
Saint Nicholas, yo, I'm asking for cock for Christmas, buddy. I saw mommy getting fucking reamed out by Santa Claus. It's a better song, huh?
I agree.
I call
It's a
him,
pretty good song.
I call him Sandy Claus, because every year, he just dumps big bags of sand into my chimney. This has been a problem for my entire life. I thought that hopefully, at some point they would stop pouring it, like when I moved out, they would stop pouring it down my chimney, and just leave it for my poor arthritic father and overworked mother to deal with, because who gives a shit about them? They can deal with it on their own time. They'd probably like having a little beach in there. Help with the water damage in that house, too. But no, he followed me here. I don't even have a chimney now. He just breaks open my window and pours a bunch of sand in. It's really interesting, though. I've started just, like, dumping pails of water on, the piles of sand underneath my window that I haven't cleaned up. as a sort of beach area. There is just carpet under it. My bedroom currently smells kind of fucking crazy. It smells like mold. But I'm also fostering a new life, which I think Santa Claus will appreciate. I think Santa Claus probably does this to me because, if the question is call Santa, what do you call Santa? I would call Santa frequently when I was a child to report all of the children in my neighborhood who I thought were not acting up to my moral standards of behavior. And telling him to give them coal or maybe lucuranium or anthrax. Or just like a goat that they have to take care of, but like a really sickly goat that's gonna die exactly at the time that they get attached to it. Yeah, I don't know. Santa, cool guy. But
Yeah, I think I'd personally
You should kill him
refer
with a
to
gun.
Santa as Father Jismus.
Father Jismus, yeah.
Yeah, because he jizzes sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, hey, that ain't
I'm
milk
sure
in
he
that
does.
glass.
Exactly, that's what he leaves behind. He's a fucking sick fuck, is what he is.
Yeah, people
Sneaking
who
into our
think Santa...
houses, fucking looking at children while they sleep. What a creep.
Exactly. Yeah, he's watching children all the time, and guess what? If you think Santa isn't real, that's just because you haven't really seen him. You think cookies and milk, you don't understand the euphemism there? He's trying to play soggy biscuit with you. He wants a plate of cookies covered in cum.
No one gives it to him, though.
Mm-hmm. I will say it was a very traumatizing moment of my childhood, going down stairs in Christmas to try to get a peek at Santa and just seeing my dad furiously jacking off over a plate of gingerbread cookies. Rest assured, he did come. And that's why I have
Thank
such a
God.
close personal relationship with Santa. Yeah, no. A lot.
Well,
I mean,
he wanted to create a white Christmas.
yes, a white Christmas. Which is hard for him considering he's a Chinese man.
I'm creaming of a white jismus. Just like the cums I used to blow.
I'll tell ya, I had my own little sight of Father Jismus that night, seeing my dad furiously jacking off with a finger up his ass. Leaned over a plate of Christmas cookies, looking at a picture of my mom's mom, and really hope my parents don't find this.
Oh my god.
Anyways, we have another call. And I think this one's a little closer on topic.
Hello, I'm a representative for the Reagan administration. I'm here to ask if you would like any of our homegrown black tar heroin that we use in the minority neighborhoods back in the 80s. If you have any idea what you could do with such a product. I'm just curious because I know you people's talkings about the druggies today, and I just wanted to know if you wanted any, for examples. So, I just want to ask, what is your favorite drug, and what is the one that you want the most amount of, and what neighborhood do you want it deployed into? Thank you so much on behalf of Ron.
Gotta say that. Was that Fat Albert?
I was thinking like Bush Senior, like a really bad Bush Senior.
Sounded like fucking. Was Fat Albert in the Reagan administration?
I think Fat Albert was like early 70s, I think, right?
Yeah, is that what he did
Hey,
after
hey,
the
hey.
show ended?
Well, no, what he did after the show ended was,
That was
Well.
Bill Cosby, not Fat Albert. Don't assume they famously cut ties.
Okay.
I think we got to. I think we just got to let it rip through the communities and let it weed out some of the desirables. Keith Haring is not a particularly talented artist. We didn't lose much. It's all just stick figures with a bunch of gay colors under it.
Jesus Christ.
What? Bill Cosby did famously have a large part in the continuing spread of HIV. And yeah, Fat Albert, the Junkyard Kids had started by the 80s getting high-paying jobs in professional environments. That's why he also pushed the crack to keep them in the junkyard. Sorry, anyways, the question was, would we like some black tar heroin? No. And what drug would we like filling minority neighborhoods now?
Ooh.
And it really depends.
Crocodile.
No, there's already enough crocodiles in these neighborhoods. We don't need more. Imagine if a bunch of, opioid-riddled Floridian, 90-year-olds started turning into crocodiles. That state would be uninhabitable 20 years before it's meant to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Just getting a head start.
Maybe to make up for the HIV epidemic, we could start filling gay neighborhoods with poppers.
Oh, true. As an apology.
Yeah, a little apology note.
Yeah, get him diving into a different kind of crack. Butt crack.
they tape a new little note to it, and they're like, "Hey, I'm sorry about all the stuff that happened under Ronnie Ray.
Teehee.
I'm real sorry. We're working on it, and this is just a little something we can do to express our deepest, sincerest condolences."
I'm sorry for ruining Broadway for the rest of its existence. A generation of such beautiful people got down the drain because of a little sex bug. I think... Now, what could we fill black neighborhoods with? I think they've had enough, frankly. I don't think
maybe they need a little break.
Yeah, I think they're fine. We don't need to be. I'm not even going to continue with this one.
We'll just give them a coupon.
We'll fill white neighborhoods with mustard gas.
We give it to them. We give anthrax to them, but we label it as cocaine.
True. That's what we need to be reinstalling asbestos into white people's homes.
Precisely.
Mm-hmm.
I think we also need to bring back leaded gasoline.
True. So we don't get cool shit like QAnon these days, you know? That's a purely lead poisoning and inspired movement. And I think we need to see more of that.
Exactly.
We should be, how about this? If we really want to combat the white devil in America, we could start filling, white neighborhoods with LSD so they all become enlightened. And then, retreat from the typical matters of the world and just meditate and starve until they die.
It's the way to do it.
I think you're onto something.
Yeah, we should just start filling public water supplies and reservoirs with, lethal amounts of LSD. No, that's what we should be doing to black neighborhoods, so they can reach enlightenment. Right, here's my plan for Flint, okay?
All right, let's hear it.
We remove the lead from the water because that's very bad. Lead poisoning is bad. But we replace it with high doses of mescaline and LSD so that they all reach enlightenment. And I can't. Again, I can't. I need to stop doing bits that I can't stick with.
Oh, rats.
Oh, rat.
Oh, jeez.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, way more of the gays died than I thought was supposed to.
We were only supposed to kill, 10 gays. Why are 10 million of them gone?
Well, you see, I didn't realize how much of a bunch of sluts these fellas were. They're sucking and fucking and licking each other's asses and,
Listen,
like,
we need to ignore the
this
AIDS
stuff.
crisis. We gotta ignore the AIDS crisis because there's nothing more dangerous to my administration than a hot fucking twink coming up to me.
What if
a
a small, lithe, boyish man tempted me with his beautiful high waist and big fat butt, and I had no choice but to dive into it? We do not need these light, beautiful, lithely shaped male Jezebels tempting us into the other side. It almost destroyed the kingdom of Judea, and we will not let it happen to the United States.
and then video gets released of him at like a gay orgy, or like he gets caught in a glory hole.
I did not have sexual relations with that man.
A few months ago, I went on live television saying that we do not sexually fornicate, that we do not fornicate with men. I come to you today to say that I was wrong.
I come in you today to say that was wrong.
And then Elon is there too, and he does his gay little jump. But then, the day after, there's video of him too out there. He's at the same gay orgy.
Elon does the jump and tumbles and falls ass first onto a guy's dick.
I'm so gay, Elon.
Something seems to have entered me.
Elon, get off of my dick.
I am finding it quite pleasurable. It's just shitty fucking Elon.
Elon, I know I'm gay, but not for you. I find you personally very repulsive.
Well, if I make you come with my ass, will you change your mind and marry me?
No! You're so annoying. I really wish that I never had fucking taken your money because I'm really fucking fed up with all your bullshit. You're so annoying. I'm not going to look at your memes.
We are going to fill gay communities with meth-laced MDMA in order to continue them to reproduce with one another and keep sucking and fucking and licking and sucking and blowing and rimming, and we are going to make sure that all of these gay men have the greatest time of their lives before they die due to their homosexuality. The only thing I care about is that these young twinks get blown out like crazy in the bathhouses. I want those Chicago baths playing the house music to need to hire 18 janitors for one bath. I want to make it look like the end of Ghostbusters in every bathhouse from New York to San Francisco. This whole country will get a new coating of white paint. I'm sorry, America. I thought that HIV would make them even more virile.
You know the cream that goes on cinnamon rolls. We're going to replace it. It's going to be the creamiest cream you've ever creamed. You're going to look at it and you'll say, wow, I've never seen such great cream. And there's a reason for that. It's because it's my cream.
It's my cream, it's gum, it came out of my dick and balls, folks. It came out of my balls through my dick and into your mouth.
The Glock Corporation starts selling like 10-gallon barrels of his cum alongside the horse cum.
So true. Folks, I had a meeting with Santa before my administration started in 1979, and he showed me a new secret. If you ejaculate on top of a cookie, it becomes very delicious and very delectable. So I have decided to use presidential funds to create a new corporation called Cinnabon. It will be a proud American staple. And you will all be eating employees' gum on top of these delicious cinnamon buns. Ronald Reagan, he's like, did he do a milk ad at some point? I feel like he did a Got Milk.
I think he did, yeah.
It's just the Got cum, and it's just a glass of cum, and it's like, gum will give you the most delicious vitamins you could possibly ask for.
Cum will give you
and then,
most delicious
an uncomfortably silent 40 seconds of him drinking the entire glass.
Back on Hollywood, a good man named John Wayne used to absolutely take me to Pound Town. I stood up in my roles so much because I could not sit down after sharing a set with John Wayne. They'd have to cut the cameras because he'd dive into my ass like it was a swimming pool.
Please, John, please gum in me.
Please, John, please don't pull out. Let me feel it inside of me. Fill me up like a glass of water, John. I need it.
Slip up my gum like it's from a water bowl.
Folks, this man's ass, it could soak up gum like nothing else. I asked him, don't you need to go to the bathroom and poop it out? He said, no, I absorb it. It gives me energy.
I soak it up like a sponge.
I soak it up in my ass. My rectum soaks it like a sponge. I said, wow, I've never seen anything like that before. Folks, have you seen anything like that before? Like a sponge. It's a black hole, this man's ass. Funny because he was a white man. He's a white man. Not that it would make any difference, but, it's very interesting. His asshole, I tell you, wow, it was like a bottomless pit. We have a question from, we have a series of questions from our inside source, who I imagine will, love the previous entirety of this episode. Alright, first question. Enough about drug dealers. What about drug shuffler? I don't know what
That's really...
Alright. Fuck it. Favorite drug. That's from our anonymous inside source.
Crocodile. I think we've actually gotten to that.
Well, yeah, because you want a big fat jaw to snap up and down. You're famous about that.
Yeah, of course.
A tip for the listeners at
jaw.
home. Yeah, Steph will constantly call me after meetings or, frankly, during conference calls. Like, I wish my jaw was bigger. She'll send me videos opening and closing her jaw very sharply and saying, is this sharp enough? Do you think I have enough biting power to snap a tree log in half? And I say, Steph, how could I possibly know that? And then she threatens to quit, so I say, yes, you could clearly snap a log in half with your powerful jaw. I don't understand this obsession. One time she
when
was
I was a
eating...
child, I had a lot of... Yeah, you tell the story first. You tell the story.
Well, this is just a story from lunch the other day. You had brought a plate of, 2 chicken wings, and that was your lunch for the day. You said, I'm slimming! It's slim season, gotta get ready for the swimsuit weather. And, you were eating the chickens, and you wanted to bite the bone to suck the marrow out, but it took you a couple tries to break it. and you immediately started sobbing and crying, and you were screaming, "My jaw will never be powerful. I'll never have a powerful jaw. I'll never be able to snap a log in half with the power of my jaw." And I said, "Steph,
you promised
frankly,
you weren't
your
gonna tell
mouth is
people
too...
about this.
Well, Steph...
You promised you
I hate
weren't gonna tell people about this time.
Steph, I'm sorry, but listen, your mouth isn't big enough to fit a log in there anyways.
What the fuck? I thought you supported me.
Listen, I do support you, but it's just at a certain point, it's the drugs episode, okay? And when someone's an addict, you've got to let them know, and you've got to help them, okay? You can't just keep
I was
permitting them to do it.
I was
You
bringing
are
her coffee.
You are addicted to biting things. You are addicted to jaw strength. It's a problem.
I was bringing her coffee one day, and I walked in on her trying to unhinge her jaw to fit a rolling pin from the staff kitchen in her mouth.
You said you were gonna keep that secret. You said that was between us.
Listen.
Did I?
Yes!
Listen, everything must go.
Steph hasn't had a successful sexual partner because the second that the fellatio starts, she starts trying to gnaw it off. And then when they say they don't like it, she's like, "Why? Is my jaw not strong enough? Is my jaw not strong enough?"
It's because they all hate me.
And they're like, "No, obviously the jaw strength is not the problem here," and she doesn't understand. Next question. Now that the drug episode is over, can you give your leftovers to me, pretty please? Please, please. I'm
gonna get clean. You can have my crocodile.
I boofed it all.
Oh, so...
You boofed my crocodile?
There's no more left. There's no more any of the drugs. I
all of them?
Drug.
You boofed all the drugs. I
boofed all of it.
Steph, I'm sorry,
Jesus
but Beth's
Christ.
ass is going to be so powerful that it's going to be able to snap a log.
No!
They're gonna have to use, they're gonna have to clean my ass out like how a handyman cleans a gutter. And just, empty all the sludge.
And you're going to have to be careful so you don't bite their hand off with your extremely powerful ass. It's like a fucking cigar
that
cutter.
Movie where it's like the movie. You know what's the movie where the girl has teeth on her vagina, sharp teeth.
The mouth vagina.
Yeah, that's my asshole.
Except there's no teeth. It's just that strong.
It's just the opening. It's like a telescopic, like a camera lens. it just
Onum dentata.
my grip strength could sever a bridge cable.
It's like, "Hey, can you open this jar for me?" "Oh, sure," and you just put the top up your ass and... "Please, I'm desperate. My dealer isn't answering my calls, and you aren't using them, please?" "Well, apparently, I'm sorry, we don't have any to spare, since, Beth has decided to turn her ass into a swamp." Decided to turn it into chemical runoff from a chemical plant.
Listen, you could have at least asked.
My gut microbiome puts Flint, Michigan to shame.
Mm-hmm.
You could have asked.
Well, no.
Okay. True. Good point. So I think we've hit an hour.
Oh yeah,
definitely hit an hour.
And 40 minutes of it was just gay Donald Trump and gay Ronald.
Not 40 minutes, like 20, maybe 30.
Not even 20. Folks, I met this wonderful lady last night. Name was Dr. Professor Mizray, and this lady fella's ass was so strong it nearly severed my penis right off of my body. And I said, folks, if these are the powerful asses that the gay community is breeding, we need to weed them out of this country. We need to get rid of them as quickly as possible.
I treated his cock like... I stripped his cock like copper wire.
You degloved it like Kobe.
That's how they perform circumcisions.
Yeah. They just put it in me and like...
Yeah, no, you thought that the rabbis sucking the blood out was problematic. Alright, we need to end this episode.
Yeah, this needs to stop.
Episode 2 and the WoMENSA podcast has already completely gone off the rails. Join us next time where is it the recap or no?
Oh yeah,
next time will be the recap.
Yes.
Last day of
I got
April.
a whole thing planned.
Yeah, so Steph is going to give us a nice little recap of the month's events in episode 3. But this has been episode 2. We hope you've learned a lot. We hope we've kept our educational promises certain. I have been Chairwoman Liz, joined, as always, by co-chair Steph and recently demoted intern Beth. Do you guys have any last words?
I'm getting clean. I'm
My
getting past this
so
addiction.
bad.
You've like really opened my eyes, and I'm really grateful. I will be getting clean. I will be clean by the next episode.
And
Thank
my
you.
asshole will never be open.
Alright. We have been the WoMENSA podcast. Back for another episode. We'll see you next week for the recap. Have fun. Stay mindful. Stay persistent. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Mwah. Mwah.